Trent, can you put that mic up to your mouth and just give it a test run?
Sure. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. This is a test. This is a test.
Yeah, it's working good. Thank you.
Just right here. Is that fine?
Yeah, that's fine. Nervous?
No, I'm not nervous. I'm actually pretty comfortable. Maybe a slight chance of nervousness there. Yeah.
Need a drink?
No, I don't need anything to drink. I'm good to go.
Are you ready to get started?
Yeah, sure.
Why don't we start with your name and the purpose for this time?
Sure. My name is Trent, and this is my story of consequences and convictions. And the purpose of telling my story is to make sure that fathers, dads, and men, you don't find yourself in this similar situation that I found myself in, and that hopefully you can avoid it. And yeah, don't go down that road.
Trent, I know this was a pretty traumatic experience for you, and so take your time, tell your story at your own pace.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, it was a normal day. I started off like every other Saturday. I got up early, like I usually do, and I'm the early bird in the house, and I like to get up. I like to have some quiet time and do some things around the house. And I knew that my wife would have some errands for me to run that day, but yeah, I early in the morning, everybody's still asleep. I decided to get up, get dressed, and yeah, just head out to McDonald's and grab a coffee. So that's what I did, and I went for a drive and just, sightseeing around town. I just like to sometimes park and listen to a podcast, and so yeah, it was a pretty normal start to a pretty normal Saturday.
Trent, you say it was a normal Saturday. Take us through when everything began to unfold.
Yeah, well, it really all began in the afternoon. Up until the afternoon, I didn't have a schedule. I didn't have anything to do, as I was waiting for everybody to get up, like I said, and yeah, I was just out in the man cave, out in the garage, just kind of, messing around and tinkering with things, watching some TV, watching some sports, watching the hockey game, football game. Yeah, and I knew, I guess I knew a week or so before that there were plans to go out for dinner with friends of ours that we hadn't seen in a long time, and so I knew that was important to my wife, and I knew that was important to us and important to our company. Yeah, I just knew. I prepared for that, and but I was just praying that it wouldn't happen again. I was praying and believing that I would be able to withstand the temptation and the I don't know, the internal drive, I guess you can say, to want to do what I did. And what's that?
So you knew what was expected of you.
Yes. Like, yeah, it was communicated to me like a week in advance, so I knew. So this was nothing that should have surprised me. I just, like I said, I just found myself in a very tough spot, and it was it played on my emotions, and I knew I should have got rid of the distraction before I even got in the car. It was a Saturday afternoon. It was beautiful. My wife gave me a grocery list, and we were supposed to meet friends at around 3 o'clock for dinner and some catch-up time. And so, I grabbed the grocery bags, I threw them in the car, and I jumped in the car, and I just began to take off to the grocery store. Again, nothing I haven't done before, not a task I haven't done before. I mean, it was just easy. I should have been able to commit to it without falling off track, but so I'm making my way down the road, down the highway, and I finally get to the grocery store, and again, easy, right? I go into the grocery store and I run the errands, I pick up groceries and get what we need, and it was going fine. I was actually listening to music while I was doing it, and I just had a very positive outlook, on the day. I mean, it seemed like it was going to be a well-accomplished day, and we're going to meet our friends for dinner, and there was nothing more to it. Where it all began was it was on my way back from grocery shopping. That's where everything kind of took a turn.
So this is the same route you've always taken? No detour?
I traveled back the same way I came, and I didn't take a detour so much, and I was thinking about it in the car. I just knew. And as soon as that thought came into my mind, I almost wrote myself off. I said, this is going to happen, and I want to avoid it. So I want to avoid it. It's happened before, so I'm driving along, and I'm doing a clip of 80 kilometers an hour on one of the side country roads, and wanting to get back, at the time that my wife wanted me to get back. And so we're looking at it was around 2 o'clock as I was making my way back. I figured I'd get back by, 2:15, around there, and enough time to get ready and meet our friends for lunch and without a hitch. So off in the distance, as I was coming to a familiar spot in the road, familiar reference point. As I said, I drive this specific road all the time, and as I'm rounding the bend, there it was. And I knew it in my mind, even when I left the grocery store. This little hint came to my head, and it was almost like something was saying, just quick. We'll do it quick. Just a quick one. Oh boy, was I wrong.
Have you done this on previous occasions?
Yes, at this particular time I have, yeah. So I'm driving along, and it was in the back. It was in my trunk. I knew it was there. I didn't remove it from last time it was there, and these were very important weapons to me for what I was about to, attempt to accomplish. But they shouldn't have been there. I knew I should take them out before I even left for grocery shopping. No, I didn't, and there it was. It was almost like it was speaking to me, staring me in the face, almost calling my name, like, pull over. With groceries in tow, looking at the clock, I thought 5 minutes. So I pulled over, put the car in park, and I got out, looked around. There was nobody there. Looking over my shoulder, like a good husband does. He knows he's about to get in trouble, and so I opened. I was trembling in fear. I just sneaky suspicion it wouldn't go my way. Everything would come falling down. Everything would come crashing down. So I make my way to the back of the car, and I popped the hatch, and there it was. I didn't hesitate. I grabbed my fishing rod, and I grabbed my small tackle case. I closed the door in front of me, and I didn't look back. I made my way down to this beautiful little gully, that flowed into a lake, and it was right there, and I did it. I knew I was almost fighting a demon. It was brutal. I was all tense. I was even looking around, making sure, nobody that knew me. That it's crazy how much you go through to avoid, something that very well may get you in trouble. So I'm looking around. I'm even thinking, hey, does my wife have a track around me? Does she know I'm here? She's sending someone out, as like a hitman maybe spy on me. I don't know. It was pretty intense. I was trembling, but I still went ahead. That conviction pulled me further in, and before I know it, I was fishing and fishing, and yeah, I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop.
You didn't have any awareness of what time it was.
Yes, I was aware of the time, and the problem is it was my favorite fishing rod, right? I should have brought a different one. I should have had a different one in my trunk, but it was my favorite one. I had all my favorite tackle. Everything was right there at my disposal, and I should have taken it out. So all evening I fished 5 minutes, one more cast, another 5 minutes, another cast, 5 more minutes. Oh, look, something moved in the water over there, another cast, and before you know it, it was bad. This is when the guilt even went deeper. Conviction went deeper, and I looked at my watch, and it was 3:30. Way past the time we were supposed to meet with our friends. And yeah, so I see on my phone my wife's trying to call me. I missed calls. Oh, I knew I was in trouble, and I knew that some things were going to go down when I got home.
So obviously your wife's trying to reach you. You have your phone on silent.
So yeah, I pulled in the driveway, and there she was. She was staring at me, very angry, with much displeasure and disdain. And all that came from her lips was, "You did it again." Self-control is so difficult when it comes to doing something you love, you know. So man, I grabbed the groceries, hung my head low, made my way in, and through putting them away, there was this yelling and screaming and shaking of the head at me, and I knew I had to absorb it. I had to take it because it was my fault. I put our relationship with our friends in a very tough spot, and caused her not to trust me because of my fishing addiction. Because I'm addicted to fishing. I'm addicted to that beautiful fishing rod and the assortment of tackle I have. It seemed like when it's in the car, I can't avoid it. I can't stop. I just can't stop. So we went in, and we sat down and we talked, and I knew I was in trouble. So that's when the consequences went down. That's when the truth really hurt. It's where I came face to face with my reality and what was about to happen. So, sorry?
So what exactly did she do?
What'd she do? Well, yeah, she took something from me. I'm not sure if it's punishment, maybe to her, but it was astronomical for me. More than the punishment, it was something I loved to don, I loved to put on, and she said no more, not for the foreseeable future.
What was it?
What was it? I'll show you. It was these bad boys. These camouflage Crocs. She hates them, but I love them, and I wear them in spite of what she likes. But I wear these everywhere. I mean, these are beautiful shoes, right? You wear them everywhere. You wear them. You could wear them to weddings. I wear them when I go fishing. You wear them to beautiful outings, on dates, when you go to meet your friends. Slippers at home. It's your pre-shoe before you put on your work shoe. She took these from me. These were my identity. These were everything to me. This is what caused me to wake up in the morning and give me the drive to do what I set out to accomplish every single day. And that's to be a dad that stands out, a husband, a man that stands out amongst his friends and amongst society in general. These are it. These are the magic shoes. These are the Cinderella slipper to me. So she took that from me. On top of that, she took my fishing license. I mean, you might as well take my driver's license. I mean, to me, there's no difference. driver's license, fishing license. I mean, yeah, it was a rough 3 months of no Crocs, no fishing license. And the third thing, it basically almost drowned me. I couldn't handle it. Couldn't do it anymore. It was too much for me to handle.
All of these changes seemed like too much for you. So how did it affect you?
Yeah, I'll get to that. She took away my Oilers jersey. I can't watch hockey. I can't watch the Oilers play unless I have this jersey on. It's my good luck charm. They win normally, most of the time they win when I have this jersey on, but she took it. It's a beautiful jersey too. It's Connor McDavid. Actually, it was 2 jerseys. Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl jerseys were gone. And watching hockey was no fun. It was demoralizing. It was passionless. Couldn't don the jersey and the name. I just threw the remote to the TV just so I couldn't find it, so I wouldn't be able to bear the feeling of turning that TV on and watching the game without a jersey. Oh, and McDonald's coffee. She took that away too. How long was the sentence? 3 months. I was requesting, if I can be it on, parole in a month or so, but it didn't happen. I had to serve the full sentence. Yeah, yes, she still loves me. She still thinks I have a bit of a problem. I'm getting through it. Since then, I've overcome some obstacles when it comes to my temptation and convictions of wanting to do the thing I know I shouldn't do. As of course, this whole documentary tells a story, but I'm getting better, and our marriage is strong now. As long as I control myself, as long as I keep tabs on my weakness, try to steer away from the very thing that could cause strain in our relationship. Yeah, so I'm very happy where we are today, and I'm a survivor, right? I'm a survivor of temptation and what it can do. You got to be careful, guys. Whatever it is, whether it's MMA, if it's fishing, if it's sports, don't let it interfere with other stuff, right? Because you can find yourself in the doghouse, and it's painful. Not wearing those Crocs for 3 months almost ruined me. No McDonald's coffee ruined me. It was a long, lonely road to travel. I cried many nights, but I'm glad to say that I'm this side of it now, and I've gone to counseling and therapy, and now fishing to me is not so much an addiction; it's more of a passion that's controlled, and I'm very happy to say that it all worked out with the love of my wife and her taking all those things from me. I mean, who wouldn't want that, right? Who wouldn't want that? I didn't, but it worked out. It worked out. So it's a day of grandeur, a day I rejoice, and a day that I celebrate that things worked out and got that monkey off my back. I'm never going down that road again. Yeah, again, I'm Trent, and this is how I survived my wife's wrath. I did it. I overcame through consequences, but I overcame by doing everything she asked me to do. Do it now, husband. It's very important, guys, to have a lot of fear. Your wife loves you, so.
Thanks for this, Trent.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you for having me.